Hello, my name is Rav Johnny Solomon, and this is a teaser video for ENoam in preparation for our next learning session. In our session, we're going to be discussing the Middah, the trait of akshanut, which translates as stubbornness. What I'd like to do is at least review some of the core biblical texts that we're going to be looking at in our upcoming session. In our session, we'll be looking at the story of the golden calf, what they call in Hebrew the Egel Hazahav, and specifically in Exodus Shemot chapter 32. We'll be discussing the description of Moses about the Jewish people, a seemingly stubborn people. We'll be looking at the book of Micah, where we'll get a definition of what that word stubborn actually means, and perhaps we'll realize that the word stubborn is a bad translation. We'll be looking at the book of Psalms, Tehillim, and the book of Proverbs, Mishle. But ahead of our session, I'd like to give you a piece of homework, and that is to contrast a word used in the first and the second of these texts, Exodus and Deuteronomy, Shemot and Dvarim. Let's have a look. In Shemot, this is where, following the episode of the golden calf, God and Moses are enraged by the behavior of the Israelites. And here the Israelites are described with a term which is then repeated many times throughout the Bible. They're described as being an am kashe orefhu, which I've translated as a hard-necked people. Am kashe, kashe means hard, oref generally means neck or the back of the neck. And so the Israelites are called a hard-necked people, and not seemingly in a good way. Here we're told that they've done something wrong and God wants to destroy them. Interestingly, later on in the Torah, in the book of Deuteronomy, Dvarim, and in other verses in the Tanakh, in the Bible, a slightly different word is used in relation to the Israelites. Here we find Moses speaking about them, and he calls them Ador Ikesh Updaltol, a stubborn and twisted generation. Although I want to make it clear, it's possible that the word stubborn is not the bestest of translations here. This, in terms of references, Dvarim, Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 5. Now I want you to pay attention. There are very similar letters in Hebrew, Kuf Shin Hey Kashe, translated as hard, and Kuf Shin and Ayin, here in a different order, spelling the word Ikesh, which I've translated here as stubborn. And what I'd like you to think about ahead of our session is, what is the difference between the term kashe oref, hard-necked or stiff-necked as some people put it, and Ikesh, which we'll translate here as stubborn, may mean something slightly different. Why is it that the Israelites are described as kashe, hard in one place, and Ikesh, stubborn in another? Are these the same idea, or are they different? And one further thing to think about, is it ever possible to be hard-necked or stubborn, but for the good rather than the bad? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in our session. Have a great week.